What is going on, guys? This is episode 2 of the Stonk CEOs podcast, and this is only the second episode, but we're finally bringing on our first guest today. And our first guest is BARENAKEDCRYPTO. He's got a nice following on TikTok. If you want to introduce yourself to everyone in our community and just tell us a little about yourself.
Hey guys, my name is BARENAKEDCRYPTO. You guys can obviously find me on TikTok. That's one of my main platforms. I've been around in crypto since officially, let's say 2017, when I bought my first BTC for about $1,000. I come from a background of a poker community. Pretty much decided when I saw crypto and how much money you can make on it, and it's way easier than poker, honestly, we came all in.
There you go.
So you're a degenerate, you discovered crypto, and you just thought that was a golden opportunity to take your talents to an investment class of some sort.
Exactly.
So you feel better about yourself, I guess.
Same, but different. DJ in life all day, every day.
Yeah.
So where are you from? Do you just do like when you were gambling, when you're playing poker? Are you an online casino guy, or do you go to the actual casino and sit down, or what do you do with that?
I did used to run weekends on casino because that's obviously when the most amount of DJs come in. I'd run like a 10 to 10 type thing, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. type of shift. But for the most part, it's all online play because you just can play more hands per hour, more than you can in life by like 10x. So. Online Crusher, I played over 500,000 hands over a period of like 2 years, and yeah, kept going. But
you lose money quicker that way too.
No, it's more about how much what's your BB per 100? So how many big blinds per 100 hands you can win. So as long as you have a positive win rate, then that's all that really matters.
True.
Yeah, so like I've been playing poker. I'm gonna be a senior now at college next year, and my apartment, I live with 3 other guys, and we just started playing poker this year. Never played before, and like we got a poker set for the apartment. It was about like $150. We split it, and we would play every single Wednesday. And then when I came to Vegas, I was telling Alex, I was like, yeah, like I'm like kind of good at poker now, so like I kind of want to dabble a little bit at the casino. And then we went to the Red Rock the first time we went to that casino, and they have like their own room for it. And there's just so many people in there of like above the age of like 55. I would just like be scared to like sit at the table. They'd catch my bluff immediately, I feel like, and I'd just lose money.
Live poker is definitely different for sure. I do like just like the whole aspect of just what it can teach you about bankroll management. I think that's probably one of the most important things if you're looking to get into crypto trading or any type of thing. If you don't have the bankroll management, which also means your emotion management, you won't be successful.
Yeah, I feel that.
I agree with that.
But yeah. Oh, if you want to say something, Josh, you can.
Oh, I was just saying I agree with that. It's the same in the stock world and the crypto world, any way of making money. If you can't manage that bankroll that you have, you're going to lose it all. So
I agree.
Yeah, you got to stay disciplined at the end of the day, and you're the poker guy who's also dabbling into you're doing leverage trading on Binance. Is that what you and Caleb both do? And you guys have been pretty good at it, I feel like, during this bull cycle, taking advantage of that.
Yeah, there was personally when I found the downtrend officially when I started shorting was when on the daily Ichimoku cloud on May 12th it broke the 1 year plus trend, and I was like, well, if we're breaking a 1 year plus trend, it's time to load the shorts, boys. That's pretty much all I did. Pretty much since then I've been just like loaded in.
So is that what?
That's it.
Is this what you've been doing full time lately, or do you have like a 9-to-5 job kind of thing too?
I mean, this is just what I do. I just wake up. TikTok makes it a little bit more fun and a little bit more like regimented. Otherwise, it's just like the whole fucking each day is like a blur almost. It's just like trade, boom, put in the trades, go to sleep, wake up, put in the trades, go to sleep. Like I'd be sleeping. I'd allow myself 1 4-hour candle to sleep. So it's just like you get 4 hours to sleep. Continuous cycle. So I was doing this like 18 hours a day, just go.
Wow.
Because like one 4-hour candle you can do by, and it's usually somewhere at between 4 to 8 a.m. at least Eastern. You can usually kind of get away with a snooze, or sometimes I'd have to do it in before Asia wakes up or whatever. But yeah, I mean it's a rewarding thing, but it's also very like mentally draining, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how does that affect your mental health, sleeping 4 hours a day and for the rest of the time you're awake, either eating, running, or just trading?
Honestly, it's not too bad. I always have to do at least one physical activity thing a day, and I also meditate at least once a day. So just like 10, like true meditation, just like try to like really zone in and like forget about everything. I've gotten good at that. It takes a while to get good at meditation. You know, everybody, you know, you can close your eyes and be like cool, but like it takes like 3, you know, you got to build a habit, right? You know, it takes like 3 weeks to maybe build a habit or whatever. You probably need 3 weeks of shitty meditation before you hit like a decent meditation, you know.
Totally agree.
Yeah, so Caleb and Tony, the two above our guests, you guys are probably the most technical in regards to trading crypto. So like, what is going on right now in this market? What are the whales doing? We went below 30K last weekend. We saw 28.9, I believe, was the bottom, and then we got above 33,000 again. But now we're kind of trading sideways a little bit. So if you guys want to let us know and let our audience know what you think is going to happen these next couple of weeks in the crypto market, and what we should do if you're trading, or what we should do if we're long-term investors. Like, should we worry? Should we continue to cost average? What do you think is going on?
I can start off with that. So I mean, you could see we're moving sideways for the last like month and a half, and there's a reason why. Like the people that are the institution behind the money, or institutions behind the market, make their money trading sideways when no one has any clue what's going on here. When people are like, oh, buy it up once it's above 36, and you buy it to 40, and then they sell it off from there, and they just keep doing that process over and over again. Eventually, that cycle will break, but will this be the time right now? Maybe, considering how much the alts have gone down respectively and like this push back. But I still think that this is like a slight pullback we're seeing right now today, and then we're still moving up to 40, and then we're going to continue this over and over and over again until at one point we do break down, and that's what I think is going to happen. But I don't know if it's going to be this time, it's going to be next time, or what we're going to do.
And so with 31,500 being the main marker, because we've bounced off of it multiple times, but we've never closed on the daily below 31.5. And that sick day where we went to 21.5, I posted on my TikTok the day before. I was saying, hey guys, they're going to pull it down to like somewhere in the 28s. It's possible for a bear trap, because that's like the ultimate like kind of bear trap region. And then I'm going to push it back up. But the only issue is we weren't able to bring it over 35K. And hanging under 35K, in my opinion, is really bad, because my ranges are pretty much anywhere under 35K to, let's say, 31.5K. I call this like a bearish crab region, or a crab with a bearish region, because we've been in a crab market cycle for the past few weeks. And the fact that we were finally able to bring it down, and other indicators are kind of like, even this little push, we weren't able to push it. And it's honestly, I'm a big believer that in the next few days, probably on the new weekly on Sunday, by Sunday, we're going to have a decision whether we actually want to go bullish or we actually want to go bearish, because the crab can only last so long for the most part, especially with a market cap worth over $1 trillion. Somebody's going to have to make some big money.
Caleb, you literally said that you don't think we're going to go above 40,000. Is that like for the rest? Like, you think we're no part 2 of the bull cycle? Are you fully out on that now, or do you think that we can still have that summer surge where we can retest all-time highs and maybe trade between? I still think we can see 100K Bitcoin by like October, but like, you don't think you're ruling that out entirely now?
I wouldn't say it's impossible, right? I mean, like with the cryptocurrency market, like anything is theoretically possible. If they want to push it up, they will. But for me, it seems like what happened over the last few months is that like this like Wyckoff distribution I talked about last week, that happened where all the institutions sold all their Bitcoin, unless they're really, really accumulating it right now, which is possible, because if you look at the wallets, like the biggest wallets of Bitcoin are accumulating right now at these levels, which is like another thing to say it could push up. But it's just, I don't know, if you look at all the technicals, look at all the indicators, look at everything compared to last time, you can't look at the alts and tell me that we're still bullish. Like, where Ethereum right now is chilling at 1860. Because when Bitcoin was at 32,000 a while back, Ethereum was running. And now we're at the point where it's just like, as BareNakedCrypto was saying earlier, like our market cap's getting pretty low, and it's like getting lower by the day. Yeah.
We're breaking the 200 EMA on the daily for the total market cap, which is at 1.46 trillion. We attempted to retake it. I mean, pretty much, like, I knew every time you break like a long-term trend, you're always going to try to retouch it, right? And they attempted over the past 3 days. They brought it to 1.39 trillion, which was the 9 EMA on the daily, which is never bullish to not be able to go over the 9 EMA. So after that, which is pretty much what we saw today, we're seeing like a nice little candle down. But I still stick, if we can end 31.5 and below on the daily, and we can start that daily where it ends 31.5, and the next day it continues going bearish, that's gonna be my full bear mode. For now, there is still the possibility to go back to 40K unless we break that 31.5. But honestly, I think the most important thing for the viewers to understand, there's a major difference between 2018 and now, and the biggest difference is that in 2018, 80% of the market was retail investors, so that made it a little bit more predictable and a little bit more volatile. Now we're dealing with 65% institutional investors and 35% retail, and that was from before Coinbase had their IPO. They had a pre-IPO report which had all of their statistics, and this was one of their statistics. And it's a clear and obvious trend that for the past 2 years they've been shaking out retail, and they're not going to stop shaking out retail. So even though we do see like these big wallets stacking up Bitcoin, I think a lot of people focus too much on like what the rich people are doing. And it's just like they're not playing the same strategy as us. They're not playing the same strategy. You got like what, 3 bits? Like we might have 3 Bitcoin or something like that. It's just like, yeah, but these guys have like hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin. We're not in the same game. We're dealing with JP Morgans, the guys who get monthly, not monthly, but like yearly fines from governments for manipulating gold and silver markets. You're dealing with the same people in a crypto market that's unregulated, and it's the wild, wild west. You don't think they're doing the same thing here? Or they could be like, hey, why don't we just buy at 30K, tank it to 15K? These guys will get shooken out because they don't know what the fuck's happening, and then we'll just pump it right back up because we know where we're going to take the market. So we might take a loss. It may look like a loss to the world, but honestly, they know what they want to do next. So it's very important to realize we're in an institutional market now. That's my point.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
That the shocking fact for me was like in that Coinbase pre-release IPO is like the differentiation between last cycle and this cycle, and a lot of people don't understand that like it is different. If you look at the price action itself, like when Bitcoin came down this time, it's completely different than when it came down last time. Because like this time it was a flat top, and then now it's a flat bottom. But like last time it was like very traditional, like what you see with retail trading, where it spikes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, and you could like chart that pretty well. But this time it's like so hard to read.
And this time they're pushing a narrative. You know, they always say like, hey, crypto's so volatile, but is it really? Like we trade this every day. Yeah, okay, it's like 2, 3, 5% a day, and on bad days it's like 20, 30 or something like that. But that one day that they did where they did that May drop, especially the altcoins where they were able to keep Bitcoin above 33.4, it's actually above 31.5, and while they crashed all the alts, Ethereum, BZRX, VeChain, all these stuff, like I saw when I woke up that morning, I saw minus 60% on my trading view, and I was like, what's happening? This never happens. And then 2 weeks later, you see MSNBC write a report, it'd be like, oh, the normal volatility in the crypto market. I'm like, yeah, that's not normal. That was abnormal. And the fact that they're able to do that, they essentially rug pulled the alts. The money never really came back in the alts. I'm looking at 17 cents BZRX right now, and I almost believe that they could do that to Bitcoin. Like one day I'm going to wake up and it's going to be like, yeah, $17,000 Bitcoin, just because they decided to just everybody thinks they know what's going to happen, and that's when none of that ever happens. And they always do like something stupid where they just like, let's just plunk it, and they plunk it for like a day and they V-bottom it or something like that. These guys love playing these games.
I mean, are you guys considering any like macro theories at least to the crypto market rather than just technicals, like what's going on with like inflation and everyone's saying that there's a potential real estate bubble, a potential stock market bubble because we're at all-time highs? Like, do you think that has anything to do with what's going on right now in the crypto market, or do you think that those news headlines are causing more of these retail investors to just either take losses or take profits and just get out of the market? Like, it's a narrative, like you were saying.
So my theory actually, back in 2017, I never thought there was going to be another super cycle. I thought that was the last one. And now this time, I don't want to say I'm convinced, but I do think this is the last one I was talking about on the last podcast. I think there's a perfect storm narrative, because I remember back in October, because I used to trade options all the time. One of my buddies like, oh, look at Bitcoin, great technical analysis breakout for a 3-year wedge. And it ran. So it had the wedge breakout for the technical guys in the beginning. And then it started running, and then it had the inflation, and then it had all these CPI, it had the money dumped in from the Fed with all their Biden bucks and your Trump dollars and everything like that. And it was a perfect storm. and it fits the narrative perfectly. And maybe that's half that, and it's half like, oh, the super cycle needs to happen. But to me, it seems like a perfect coincidence. Like the super cycle happened to fall in 2021, so it did run, and now everyone thinks, oh, it's going to happen again. But in my opinion, I don't know. And personally, like I don't know how everyone feels right now, but like long term, I don't know if I'm going to stay in crypto. I'd rather stick with speculative assets in the stock market, such as like the GERM ETF, which is like biotech engineering, or something that's like cutting edge, like the Cathie Wood's ARK Innovation Index, rather than cryptocurrency itself, even though the gains are definitely significantly higher. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm absolutely wrong because I was wrong last time, but that's my thought process on it as of right now.
Yeah, the general.
I don't know. I mean,
go ahead.
You can go.
No, it's just the.
I was just gonna say
oh, never mind.
We'll cut that out. But
Okay.
I was just gonna. I'll just start again. I mean, like at the end of the day, like I was just considering like you have all the technicals, you have the macro theories, like everything that's indensed with the crypto market and speculation. But at the end of the day, supply and demand. Like I don't know, like every 4 years, the halving in Bitcoin happens, and there's less supply and there's more demand, and I feel like it's just gonna continue and continue until there is no supply. And I don't know, I just feel like crypto is such an innovative technology, and it's gonna disrupt so many industries. I think it's here to stay. I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to be the answer. I mean, it's going to play a factor, but I still think there's so many different crypto projects out there with all these different innovative technologies that there's just no way that it's just going to disintegrate essentially. And like you were saying, like you might consider looking into disruptive industries like genomics or whatever Cathie Woods is telling us to invest in. But like, I don't know. I think crypto is here to stay. And when people are fearful, I like to be greedy. Like I'm buying. I still think we're going to see a part 2 of the bull cycle, but you wanted to say something, Tony, too, but I don't know. That's just where I'm at right now.
I just want to counter that real quick. So I consider cryptocurrency in this cycle, not the last one, this one, equivalent to that of the dot-com bubble in 2000. Where right now, I mean, I'm going to use Ethereum as an example. Ethereum is like the AOL of the dot-com bubble, where it's like, oh, it was there first, everyone's using it, whatever. But like 10 years down the road, AOL is like obsolete. Yahoo's not really there anymore. It's like Google, and it's a brand new guys. So what we're seeing right now, investing in these projects might not even be viable 10 years, 20 years from now.
Yeah, I was actually, it's funny you say that. I was thinking the same thing. So I'm looking at my list of cryptos here, and I personally think there was just too many of them too. Kind of like we go back, and they're outdated. They're old. They're just not feasible. I think in the next quote unquote bull cycle, we'll probably see half of what we see now, if not less.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's my bone to pick with like Cardano and ICP. It's like they're trying to do too much. Like you're trying to be an ecosystem of everything. It's like when you try to do everything, you're gonna do absolutely nothing. That's like the saying, right? Like if you niche down something like HBAR, who's like enterprise, or Chainlink, who's like the solution, that's different. Like you're working directly with companies. But if you're not doing that, like XRP, it's like great, you have a great following behind it, but like where is that gonna go? Like no one's gonna adopt that. It already had a failed adoption itself. You paid somebody and it didn't work.
Hey, American Express did. I was going to talk about that.
I think a lot of people in crypto have a belief that they're investing into the next best thing, and I think a lot of them don't realize that enterprise blockchains have been building their stuff since 2015, 2016, and everybody always disregards them. Every influencer always disregards them. But I've been doing some heavy research into these enterprise blockchains, and long story short, from my research, it's essentially they've built their systems to either use crypto, and by crypto they want decentralized protocols. They don't want crypto. These guys have come out multiple times. They keep telling you they like blockchain, but they do not like crypto. And the way I see crypto is public blockchain. And the reason why these enterprises do not want to work with cryptos, many cryptos, is because they don't solve their privacy problem. And the privacy problem is essentially just being able to hide some of whatever transactions they want to be able to hide on their blockchain. And this is why I've been like my most major investment has been Chainlink. I got in at 30 cents. I went all in because I realized that Chainlink was probably going to be, and it may not even still be used at the end of the day, in the end of 10 years or whatever, but it is the only blockchain, or not blockchain, the only crypto in a sense that is trying to kind of bridge the gap between the centralized world and the decentralized world. We're never going to jump straight into a decentralized world. It's always, if we're going to go to a decentralized world, we're first going to have to do centralized with decentralized and see how that works out. And if you haven't, I mean, just recently Chainlink was just like maybe last week or 10 days ago, they were on a meeting with Swift. They now have a Swift adapter with their on their Oracle system. So now we're actually working with Swift and have connections to Swift, which allows Swift to either connect to our decentralized protocols, or it gives the ability to decentralized protocols to move to Web 2.0, because Web 3.0 is honestly the only, in my opinion, the only worthwhile investment in crypto. All these other guys add a VeChain, wonderful stuff that you guys would love to do in a few years or in 5 years. But at the end of the day, why is a Fortune 500 company going to go to VeChain and pay you money to use your shitcoin? Why would they not go to enterprise blockchain?
VeChain's partnered with the Chinese government.
Who are they partnered with?
VeChain's partnered with the Chinese government. They're partnered with the CDC. Yeah, they were founded in 2015 by
Chainlink.
Chainlink
is also working with China. They're on the Chinese BSN network. They're the Oracle service for the BSN network, which is connected to China Mobile. I personally do not believe anything that comes out of VeChain. They are people that stretch the truth. Their company has been known to lie and stretch the truth. I'll just give my best example, Salesforce. They're not actually working with Salesforce. It's if you read their little proof or whatever they put out, it said Daniel from Salesforce was checking out this product. There was no Salesforce press release. There was no Salesforce logos on their website. It was literally a dude at Salesforce trying out whatever product they had and saying, hey, it might be good, it might be bad. And that's why I don't believe in anything these companies do, because they're like the hardest and the lowest level POCs, And that's what, even let's say VeChain with Walmart, right? Or Walmart China for that matter. If you just go to Google right now, you type in Hyperledger Walmart. Walmart's already chosen Hyperledger. Walmart Canada has already implemented Hyperledger Fabric into their blockchain, because they're not going to be going to VeChain, who still hasn't solved the privacy problem, who may not actually have solved the Oracle problem. They want a product that's ready to go today because they see value in blockchain, but they look at crypto and they're like, I like it. I like some of it, they like the, Filecoin. They like the idea of being able to maybe send be able to have some of their protocols decentralized. And that's why I'm a big believer in Web 3.0, because without Web 3.0 and DeFi, I don't think crypto has any use case really outside of Ethereum and maybe Bitcoin.
Outside of Ethereum?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you're, just a question for you, BareNakedCrypto. So if you are just trading these on the daily and you don't believe that in the future there's much use for all of these projects, like you were saying, are you just taking advantage of the trading aspect and just trying to get money that way? Or do you actually have some belief that some of these projects will work out in the future?
Well, I'm not gonna be hateful and just be like, I hate this project, it's not going to work out, right? I mean, I've been in it since. I mean, my majority of purchases were in 2018, right? So I got XRP at between 19 to 23 cents. I have a cold wallet storage that's just never going to be touched. When I bought my Chainlink, when I bought all that stuff in 2018, then I have my hot wallet, which is 80% of my money, and I sold 80% of that already back in May. So I'm just kind of mostly sitting on USDT and trading. But at the end of the day, I try to be a realist. I call it the TikTok profile. Add a XRP, VeChain. You all can't make it, right? Let's be real here. It's half of all of TikTok has all of these. Everybody has in their portfolio. Everybody has in their portfolio, and it just doesn't seem like. It's not just it just doesn't seem like it's just all going to work out for everybody. You guys didn't stumble upon the greatest investment of your life at, whatever, $20 Chainlink or 15-cent VeChain or like $1.20 XRP. Like if this is going to work out, those projects would be already worth more. Like especially XRP, where it couldn't even go over its 2018 all-time high. And I don't even care there's an SEC lawsuit. If you can't go over your 2018 all-time high in a market that's 4 times bigger, especially stuff even like Litecoin. Litecoin went to 419. And the 2018 all-time high was 420 pretty much. And it's just like, did they really meme it like that? Did you guys really not even want to take it over $420 and you guys left it at 419 and then tanked it? It's just like there's just something wrong in the market right now, and that's why I'm relatively bearish.
I mean,
there's something not right out there.
Yeah, that's fair for sure. I guess it all comes down to the fact on if you believe in a certain project, or like say Bitcoin. I know John is pretty bullish on Bitcoin, and he sees long-term effects on Bitcoin and all that. So
I do think Bitcoin probably. I mean, Bitcoin has the best use case out of all of these guys right now, which is the way I see it. I don't see these as money, right? I see them as smart contract platforms. So Bitcoin to me is in gold. I don't believe that narrative at all. I think it's a nice way to sell what Bitcoin is. And that like even when Satoshi made the coin, like obviously he was trying to make the currency in a sense, but at the end of the day, he was making a network and a smart contract platform. And at its basis, that's what Bitcoin is. And it's the only network that's been running for however long it's been running, 10 plus years, hasn't been hacked. I mean, I guess it could, honestly, I don't understand, like it could be 51% attacked in theory. Like if the United States government wanted to, they totally could. I mean, they printed trillions of dollars, no problem. They could totally take on a $1 trillion market cap shitcoin. So it's just in my opinion, like I actually believe like Bitcoin could still go to 70 this year, like 70, 80. I don't think it could go to 100 personally, like 70, 80, 85. But that would pretty much entail, I think, altcoins getting decimated while Bitcoin's dominance goes back to like 75% type of deal. Because there's something not right about altcoins right now. And the major thing that I noticed on the last drop, after I bought the dip and then I sold close to the top, was every coin did 100%. Okay, if you bought Chainlink at the bottom of the May dip, it was like 1650. You could have sold it around $32 to $35, right? If you bought BZRX at 19 cents, you could have sold it at 40 cents, but it didn't go over the 100%, which makes me believe this was a play from the whales to just make an extra 100% on their altcoins because it was 100%, and they're like, all right, cool, and then they just let it all slip out. Because I have one little secret coin, I guess I'll let you guys know about, that I use to track the market health, and in that coin is Flowcoin, FLOW, and the reason that is because it is heavily invested by venture capitalists. It is actually mostly invested by venture capitalists. I won't go into the whole conspiracy for this thing, but essentially it's a venture capitalist coin. And during that period where everything was kind of coming back up from the first dump, that was the only coin that didn't do 100%. It did like 40%, and I was just like, nah, these guys are playing. These guys are 100% playing.
How did you find out about Flowcoin?
Flowcoin is mostly because my friend told me about NBA Top Shots, which is what Flowcoin, which is the majority of what Flowcoin is being used for right now, which is it's an NFT project for people that don't know. And then I realized who was investing in it. Actually, the coolest thing about Flowcoin, or Dapper Labs, is right now I think Flowcoin is worth 500 million or so, maybe around 300 million. No, it's 300 million. And NBA Top Shots is worth 500 million, but the amount of venture capitalist money invested into Flowcoin is 7.1 billion. Wow. Something to think about.
That is something to think about.
Michael Jordan's also invested into Flowcoin, believe it or not.
Is he?
There's a lot of big name investors behind Flowcoin. You can go to OnFlow on their website, and then they're all there. They're all there, all the backers. The Zoom guy, the inventor of Zoom. Yeah, pretty. It's unfortunate. Just so people don't FOMO in on the podcast. Just know that the ICO tokens are being released October 2021, and the tokenomics of the coin is absolute garbaggio right now. So just be careful. but just know Flowcoin, it has some nice stuff coming for it probably in the future. They're working with the UFC. For collectibles, they're working with potentially the NFL, because the NFL is on their list of people. There's no official NFL Top Shots or whatever you want to call it, but probably on the list of things.
It's pretty good.
Gotcha. And if you want, you can tell the audience where you can buy Flow. Is it just through Binance or?
Well, that's the thing.
Well,
that's the thing. It's a little. And this is where my venture capitalist thing comes in. My old little quote-unquote conspiracy theory. You actually can't purchase it if you are in North America. It is not allowed. You are not allowed to purchase it. But you want to know what's a little bit even crazier than that? The headquarters of this company is in Vancouver, Canada. So you're telling me as a Canadian, I can't buy a coin that you guys make over in Vancouver? That seems a little weird. And I went to the Flow Discord and I was like, hey, why can't I do this? So they're like, oh, please contact the SEC. I'm like, what? You want me to contact the SEC?
yes, they do.
And I'm just like, I see what you guys are up to. And just I don't know if you guys go into a lot of crypto coins discords, but this was the first Discord I've ever gone into, and they had dedicated Kraken support members in their Discord helping you invest, like helping other people get into the coin. And when they listed it on Kraken, the only options they had available was fiat and BTC, no USDT options. And out of all the 7 coins you can stake on Kraken right now, one of them is Flow. Wow! And if you go to the staking statistics on Flow's website, one of the 2 main companies staking on Flow right now is T-Systems, which is Deutsche Telekom, Deutsche Telekom essentially, and Samsung.
Huh.
Wow. That's wild.
Something to know.
Well, I wonder what the Reddit community is. Flow right
Crypto's
now.
a rabbit hole, dude. The more you dive
on
into
Reddit about
how sketchy it is.
You want me fully to go into the conspiracy of Flow right now? Do you want me to fully go? Okay,
yes.
Let's just do it, guys.
Just do it, even though I know a lot of our viewers are going to understand anything. But
I love rabbit holes. Rabbit holes is what makes crypto fun for me. So the coolest thing about Flow / Dapper Labs is that these guys invented CryptoKitties. You guys might have heard of CryptoKitties. So these, not only did they invent CryptoKitties, they invented the ERC-721 protocol in Ethereum. And it's essentially somebody, I don't know who, but some venture capitalist saw the power of CryptoKitties back in 2017, because that probably was what crashed crypto to begin with, outside of futures being added. They took the guys, and there's this company called Axion Zen. Axion Zen is like a company that creates startup companies. Okay, so they put these guys who invented ERC-721, put them in a little hub for 3 years, and out came Flowcoin, and out came out, there was an ICO, and the ICO was like 10 cents to buy in, and nobody knew about the ICO, and it was like super like hush hush, and then eventually, like what I just said, it was added onto Kraken. There was dedicated Kraken support in Flow's Discord, which I've never seen in my life. I was like, well, that's crazy. And when it was released on Kraken, it was selling already at $5, and then it went all the way up to like 41, and now it's back down to 8. So that is the conspiracy behind Flow, which is just there seem to be some big bodies behind it, and the fact that they're able to get NBA right out the back, UFC, all this stuff is just like somebody's backing this. And like I said, there's 7.1 billion invested to it already by VCs. Yet it's only worth a couple $100 million at best.
That's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not even my coin of the day.
But yeah, geez, that's crazy. So if we're done talking about the market sentiment and everything, I wanted to talk about our next topic, which was just basically the Binance Smart Chain and like what's going on like right now with like all these shit coins, so to say, on all these projects that are being released on the BSC. And I know, I don't know if you know this, Tony, but Josh right here is a billionaire. and he's become a billionaire over the last 3 months from a BSC coin. If you want to tell us your story.
Yeah, so pretty
I
cool
totally
story.
missed out on BSC. Totally missed out on all of that.
Did you? Shoot.
Pretty cool story. I not too long ago, what was it, a month ago? You guys, John here and Alex introduced me to the BSC smart chain and how to buy these shit coins. And just going through, I just scored talking with guys on there. Someone threw up one of those shit coins called CUMROCKET. Well, I went on there and I was like, well, dude, I said, what just happened and what was been happening with like stocks is Wall Street Bets, the Reddit forum has been blowing up these like essentially shit stocks, kind of like shit coins, right? So I said, oh, with a name like that, this fucking CUMROCKET's gonna blow up. That's a no-brainer. So I figured out, download the stuff on my phone, figured out how to get it on there. Next thing I know, I invest into CUMROCKET, and about an hour later, I was worth upwards of $100 billion. And right now, since it's just been chilling in the account, it's taken quite a bit of hit because that's still been flowing. Even the shit coins, like we talked about earlier, have been flowing with like Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin crashed, everything else crashed, and it's been slowly just crab walking across. So is CUMROCKET, and I'll try to throw it up on the screen here.
That's all good, man.
You guys can see that.
Yeah.
13 billion.
I can definitely see it. 13 billion.
That's actually unreal.
Yes. So it's a little crazy.
How much capital did you throw in initially in CUMROCKET?
$500. So what happened was, I kid you not. So
He's
if you
dead
go to my
serious.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go to my TikTok, I made a video real quick on when it happened and how much it was worth then. But what happened was something glitched out. Something happened where instead of, I was supposed to buy it was 34,000 cummies, and all of a sudden it gave me 680 billion for some reason into my wallet. And you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it good right there.
Yeah, we see it. We saw it.
There's dots. There's literally dots.
Literally,
Yeah.
There's literally dots.
So and if anybody's familiar with the BSC smart chain and whatnot, you can't really, if you got a lot of something, if you're a huge whale in something, you can't swap it over or if it affects the price too much of the coin. So I can't even get out of that fast enough. I can only do so much a day. Because if I try to do all of it, it just says it crashes the price by 100%. So
Seems right.
it's just I slowly take out a couple BNB a day, and
I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong
sail
business.
off into the sunset with my cummies.
You guys,
He's literally the biggest whale in CUMROCKET.
yeah.
I'm the biggest whale.
Someone got
easily.
screwed at CUMROCKET.
Yeah, me and Josh, we talk about these things all the time, whether it's these coins or stocks or everything in the Discord. So me and him are on 24 hours a day, pretty much, just talking about, just interacting with each other. It feels like it's just me and Josh hanging out in the Discord. But
Yeah, pretty much.
if you guys are interested in that, click the link in the bio, the description. You can hang out with Josh and I talking about all this stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets really interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, go to our Discord. It's the Stock CEOs on Discord. What happened, Alex? When I bought this, even before I bought it, I told everybody, "Hey, I'm getting into this," and I was like, "This is the next thing. You want the next Dogecoin? Buy this shit." And it within a day of me buying it, it blew up. I think it actually reached. So right now it's chilling at 4 cents. It blew up to 34 cents or something within a couple days.
A little above 30 cents. Yeah, I 10x my money, I think. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah. It was everybody actually had that opportunity because I said it in our Discord.
No,
so
we talk about it so much. You just got to pay attention to it and be in the Discord, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's my story. It's pretty crazy.
I was there. I wouldn't have to be trading right now. My
It's
God.
true.
Man, I feel like a chump
I was doing
right
due diligence. I was doing due diligence last night on CUMROCKET, and obviously all these projects on the BSC, they're just a meme to begin with. Like everyone wants to be the next Dogecoin or the next SafeMoon or whatever. So like they come up with a project that has like that title and token that can easily carry momentum on the internet and hopefully be a 10, 15, 20xer. And then when that happens, when they get to that stage, they have to eventually adopt some sort of utility with their project so it can continue and they're deemed as a somewhat legitimate project. But for CUMROCKET, they started their own NFT platform for OnlyFans. So like they're basically
No way.
like, they've created this like network and platform on the blockchain that is like for NFTs. Like you can buy NFTs of certain like female like creators or whatever, and it's basically their OnlyFans account, and you can like get like personalized NFTs of their content.
Yeah,
like, it's
and you can,
I was looking
you
into
can
it
use
last
it
night.
to pay for some adult websites.
If you go on the NF or not NFT, if you go on the CUMROCKET official Instagram, it has everything about that on their page. I think you can look into it, but they're literally creating an OnlyFans like on the blockchain. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's kind of
you can get
like
like
so.
digital rights of these photos and stuff.
So I hit pretty good on CUMROCKET, but it's not the only one I have like invested money into, and I've actually hit on almost every single shitcoin that I've tried to get into, and it's like a super simple. It's gonna sound stupid to a guy like Tony over here that you know knows his shit, and Caleb that knows his shit, but I invest into altcoins or shitcoins that have a good name, something that's catchy. And something that's going to stick in your mind after like one time looking at it, and it's literally I'm like 100% hit rate with that, and it's how me personally, it's how I have to play these shit coins because all the projects behind them, it's like this CUMROCKET has a good one, but how many of projects have we seen where they have donation coins and all this bullshit? It's all lies. It's a bunch of crap. So you're just gonna get one that's gonna be catchy, good name, and wait for that pump.
Yeah, because how many people have the amount of time to do research on all these different projects? Like, I don't know, Caleb and BARENAKEDCRYPTO, of course. I'm sure they do tons of research on that. But the average person, like, I don't know much about crypto. I'm not going to spend the time, hours on end researching a project that I don't really care about. So.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, I honestly think my biggest mistake in this bull run was not getting in on these like cummy coins. Essentially, I kind of maybe had a bit of like an elitist like mindset where I was just like Chainlink, like these other DeFi coins or whatever. And I'm just like now like the only like some of the memes that I kind of saw the like bull run coming for the altcoins like early January. So I sold most of my Chainlink at like 25, and then I bought like any and all like shit coins. Like I was like 1inch, like people like the name 1inch, like pretty much what you did. I was like 1inch, easy to remember, go in. Yep. Like FT Phantom, stuff like that. And I was just like, because I got for a long time, I was like a Chainlink maximalist in a sense because I just like I know what's happening. Like there's like Swift, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, all these companies behind it, and I'm just like, well, why wouldn't I bet on these guys? But then I forgot about the meme factor, and the meme factor is super important in the bull market.
Yes.
I totally forgot about the meme factor.
Yeah, that's why I've gone down.
Mistake.
I go down my list of altcoins and shitcoins, whatever you want to call them, and I would literally, like I'm doing it right now, I just scroll down and there's a shitload of losers, right, on pretty much everything, and I'll go to like cool ones that sound nice, like Thor Chain. Sounds cool. Thor, everybody loves Thor, everybody loves the movie. That's going to bounce up a little bit, so grab that. Granted, we're probably late on some of this stuff, but that's how I was doing it, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, is I just look at the name and I'd be like, oh, cool, Sushi Swap, that sounds fun. Like,
that's exactly,
things like that.
That's Dave Portnoy's mentality. Remember when he did that little interview, or not interview, but that little clip about Moon Portal? He's like, I'm safe on the moon, safe moon. That's literally his mentality, and that's what he did.
That's what he did with stocks, too. When he did Davey D trades, he would just, like, literally throw letters on a board and just, like, trade it for the day.
Yeah. No, I don't do that with stocks.
Yeah, he literally...
No way.
Yeah, dude, Portnoy, he literally... I forgot who it was. Someone on CNBC. Some suit, like, called out Portnoy. And he was like, he basically like called him out and said he'd be better off just like grabbing a Scrabble board and like putting a few letters together and like invest. Like that's how Dave Portnoy's investing. So he literally live streamed himself like with the Scrabble board, like got 3 letters from the bag, and it was RTX, like Raytheon Technologies, and it mooned like after that because it's a good company. But like it was so funny.
Oh, he probably
Like
moved.
the suits, like it's just funny.
Yeah, that's some content right there.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
just provides content.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But like with these meme coins, like the main driver for all of them is marketing, and like TikTok has just been like this new established social media platform where there's like no easier other place out there like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, where you can just grow this like strong community right off the bat. Like all you need is one video to just blow up essentially and like get that following. Like one of our creators, Stonk Queen, she gained like 200,000 followers in like a week just from one video. So like this was just like the perfect like time for the pancake swap and like all these different meme coins on the BSC just like be part of this bull cycle. So like when I discovered what BSC was, and then I just started seeing all these different stocks on the For You page, like Invest in Safe Moon, CUMROCKET, like whatever it so be, I was just like, wow, like I need to take advantage of this because it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I know we wanted to talk about the our long-term picks for the last segment, and I just mentioned Pancake Swap. I'm pretty sure, Tony, you were saying that you have Cake as your long-term pick. Is that what you're going to talk about today, or am I completely wrong?
ENK, Claros.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to talk about that to start off, you can. But
so this is like a pretty low-key coin, but it's actually pretty decent. But long story short, Claros is if we're gonna be in a decentralized world, long story short, you're gonna and with smart contracts and whatever, you're gonna need essentially like a decentralized court system, like a courting system where like there's gonna be jurors, decentralized jurors, and everything like that. The major reason why I'm behind this Claros, it was mentioned by Vitalik in, I think it was in a 2019 tweet. This is pretty much one of his favorite projects. And as of recent, and this is like low-key research, I suppose, what's his name? Jack from Twitter followed Claros on Twitter. So I'm a big believer in like just following who follows who. And the fact that Jack, who's a big blockchain crypto guy, is following Claros as well, there's some serious power behind Claros. And if we are going to be living, and if you are betting on a decentralized world, well, you kind of need Claros for it to work, because you're going to need some kind of decentralized, quote unquote, judge to be able to mitigate certain issues that may come up on these smart contracts.
Wow.
Is that coin got the initials PINK, PNK?
PNK, yep.
Man, sounds good, catchy.
Right, pink.
Yep, pink.
That might be good.
Wait, so where can you buy this coin?
Only on Uniswap, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? I mean, I could probably find it on Bit4x.
I could double check right now on CoinMarketCap for you guys. But last I checked, it was mostly on those swap protocols. Let me double check.
So Dorsey and the founder of Ethereum.
Yeah,
backing this project in 2019. You said.
The Jack from Twitter is recent, like maybe this year. I think he followed them in February 2021. But for Vitalik, he mentioned if you just Google like Vitalik, Claros, or PNK onto Google, you'll find the tweet where he mentions it. Actually, it's available on a few of them, like Uniswap, Bitfinex, OKX, CoinX, 1inch. Your regular swap protocol websites, mostly.
I'm definitely gonna look into that. Back to the founder of Ethereum, though. Did you know that? So you know how Shiba Inu blew up like right after Dogecoin or whatever? Like it was the second Dogecoin essentially. They put like, you know how Vitalik had like $2 billion worth of that coin, and he basically just gave it away. Do you know how he got those coins?
Was it through donations from people, right?
No, the founder of Shiba Inu literally put it in his cold storage wallet. They figured out what his address was and just stored it in there. And everyone on the internet was like, holy shit, like Vitalik's holding Shiba Inu. Like we have to buy it now because like literally what you just said, like he followed them on Twitter, or like he said like you're a fan of someone that tweets about it, like someone with such credibility like the founder of Ethereum. But yeah, literally the founders of Shiba Inu, instead of putting in his on his hot wallet, they put in his cold storage wallet, like his wallet that was in Canada that he wasn't touching for like many years. But like they somehow figured out his address and put it in there. And then he like discovered it and he was like, oh, whatever. And then he started seeing it all in like the headlines, and it eventually became this multi-billion-dollar market cap coin. And then he was like, wow, like I'm just gonna give this money back to the community or whatever. But like that's a marketing strategy if I ever heard of one. But yeah.
Honestly, that was one of my personal catalysts of this market falling apart. When I saw that, I called like my girlfriend's mom. I was like, sell everything, just sell it all, because that was around that May period, right before that big drop. It was like a few days before the big drop. Because look, I don't care if you got these for free. I don't care what's happening, but the fact that a owner, or not owner, but CEO of the second largest cryptocurrency on the planet essentially manipulated the market by essentially just whatever donating it away. I was just like, this can't actually bode well with like regular investors. It's just like, why not just let it sit there? You know, maybe he sends out a tweet and be like, you know, I'm not a part of this, or maybe he moves it to another wallet. But just like messing it up like that, just messing with like the ecosystem, like just like Charlie Lee in 2017 when he sold all of his Litecoin, like that was another one of those like sparks where a major cryptocurrency CEO kind of tried to go into the market, and then suddenly after they went into the market, things just started moving a little bit differently. So I honestly did not like that from Vitalik, and my first catalyst was Saturday Night Live with Elon Musk. That was my personal catalyst.
Dude, literally, he could kick rocks, Elon Musk.
Right.
I hate that man.
So yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick, I just want to intervene. Like while you guys were talking, I figured out how to buy Pink. You can do it on MetaMask, and you can convert Ether into Pink.
Yeah, that's true. MetaMask too.
Really? Okay.
There you go.
So Caleb, what's your coin? Your hidden gem that you've discovered?
It's not really hidden gem. And okay, per se, like I don't have a coin because I don't know why. I'm like very, very staunch in the fact, like, you know how stocks have like shareholders' equities, like when you buy the stock, you own part of the company. And so regardless of like PDE, like way out of whack, like you still own part of that company. Like until crypto gets to that point where there's regulated and you can own like equity in the company, I don't like anything per se. I don't know, it just like gives me this weird feeling like you're just like buying hype. But it would be Chainlink just because like the individuals that they're working with outside of cryptocurrency, and they have a long-term plan they've been building for the last few years, and a lot of the partnerships outside that are kind of under the table, not really, but you can just like find them pretty easily on their website. They've been set in stone, and like the movement is going to a certain point where it's like if someone makes it out, it's going to be them of all these like big alts.
Big believer of that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I believe that too. I didn't get into Chainlink at 20. You said you got in at what, 30 cents?
30 cents. Let's go, baby.
I got like,
Wow.
Damn, that's cheap.
Yeah, my buddy Austin's been in since 25 cents, and he has a disgusting amount of Chainlink. I'm not going to disclose that on this podcast.
Back in the day, we always said 10,000 was the make it stack minimum. So that's what we said back in the day.
Yeah, he's well above that.
Good times.
Yeah. So I'm actually in Chainlink too. That's what most of my portfolio still is, Chainlink and Litecoin. But I'm not in that cheap. Damn, I'm in at like $7, $6.50. So we'll see where that goes. But no, my number one coin of choice is Cummies.
Buy my Cummies.
Yeah, buy Cummies. Make it go up. I think it's got the best platform and all that shit. Let's go. Yeah, no. I guess like a mainstream coin. I think for the best growth that you're going to get out of, say, a real investment is Litecoin. I chose Litecoin for very simple reasons. I think a couple of these larger coins are going to turn into not paying systems and anything, I guess, fancy and intricate, such as what you guys were talking about. It's just they're going to be more like collectibles, like NFTs, right? They're going to be sought after, and the more time goes on, the more people are going to buy them, and they're just going to keep going up. And Litecoin is the number, I believe it's the second longest cryptocurrency to Bitcoin. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And it's never reached, crazy amounts. $420 is actually nothing compared to, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Maker. There's a few other ones out there, but I think it's going in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think it's going to be Litecoin's time to actually, break the $1,000 mark, then the 2,000, then the 3,000, and kind of just hang up there with the big boys finally.
I mean, that's a bold take. But yeah,
Hey.
Maybe.
I guess
We'll see.
What'd you say?
I said we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. I guess mine's XRP. I know there was some negative comments on XRP earlier in the episode, but XRP was actually the first currency that I ever purchased in the crypto world. And whenever it started, when was that? 2017? Well, it started way before that, but it kind of gained traction in like 2016, 17. I can't remember. But that's when I purchased it. And I didn't really know much about XRP and that project and Ripple's purpose and all that. But for now, why I chose that is because of the fast transactions. Like their whole idea is to convert different currencies all around the world really fast. Comparable to Ethereum and Bitcoin, their transactions you can do like, 3 to 4 transactions per second or something on Bitcoin, and Ethereum something ridiculous like, what is it? 20?
Like
20?
1,500, I think.
Is it 1,500? I'm not sure. But
I think it's like 15.
Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, Bitcoin's 4 to 5 per transaction, and Ethereum's 20 per second. But with XRP, it's 1,500 per transaction, per second. So, and what they're doing is they're potentially trying to scale that to match Visa's, which is 65,000 per second. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that's what kind of like my motivating factor between this project and others is the fast transactions and being able to transfer different currencies all around the world with like a snap of a finger. And we lost. What's his name again?
He's back. There we go.
He's back.
Like,
You didn't,
Alex,
you didn't like your take on XRP.
Yeah, he really didn't like my take on it.
It's like, wow, I'm getting the fuck out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
The only thing that worries me about XRP though is a lot of their founders are holding the token, so there's massive whales in that project. And I think one of their owners that is no longer in the project anymore has been dumping their coins, so their tokens. So that's something of concern that I'm looking out for, and of course the lawsuit that's going on too.
Yeah. I do think in some crazy world, like I've theorized like what cryptos make it out at the end, and I do honestly, I still somehow have XRP on my list. Like even just like XRP Chainlink, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like you need your settlement oracle and you need your like settler in a sense, right? I mean, in theory, they don't need to use XRP or Chainlink. But if there were any cryptos to like make it out, I would not be surprised by XRP. So that's why I'll always hold in my cold storage, because like you never know. There's just too much hype behind it. I don't want to be the guy that shit on XRP for like 8 years and then it works out and it's just like, well, I was an idiot. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, and another little side note, what I think is cool about it is one, there's like virtually no fee. Gas fee with XRP transactions, and it's green, so Daddy Musk will approve of XRP because there's no mining.
I want to clarify from earlier, dude. I'm not like hating on XRP. I know.
It's
incredible. My only problem is that like it's like open source, right? And I guess you correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that mean it can theoretically be stolen, used by banks, and banks could just build their own thing that looks similar?
That's R3 Corda, right? R3 Corda is one of the biggest enterprise blockchains out there right now, and they actually integrated XRP like in 2018. but their main like CTO, when he talked about the integration, he's like, yeah, you don't actually have to use XRP or any cryptocurrency, but you could. And I was just like, I see how this is moving.
Yeah, that's my only concern there. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's like incredible, the technology behind it, and the speed is like
Yeah,
insane.
it's super quick, and there's no fee.
But
I like that.
I do wonder. I mean, I guess it's been a semi-talk of XRP versus HBAR now. A lot of people think like HBAR is gonna try to do what XRP is doing, and HBAR honestly is like, if I didn't say PNK, HBAR is one of my. I mean, it's not a low-key coin. Everybody on TikTok knows about it now, but the fact that there's this conglomerate of cryptocurrency and these decentralized cryptos, they all talk to each other, they all work with each other. That's why I'm a big believer in we're all in this together. You know, a lot of cryptocurrencies that are trying to do it by themselves, and it's just like, nah, we gotta work as a team, or we're not making out of this decentralized world together. You know, it's just like we either work together and try to make like an ecosystem, or if you try to make your own ecosystem, good luck. But with HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, out of all the cryptocurrencies on their governing board, the only one is Chainlink, and the other companies on this board is like Deutsche Telekom, Google, IBM, Boeing, and like Tata Communications. You know, like huge mega companies. They're doing a lot of things, and they're also cheap, fast transaction, right? So a lot of people are wondering, you know, is HBAR potentially going to be like an XRP? Because the only thing that I really love about HBAR, it's the only public enterprise blockchain you can invest into. You look into these other enterprise blockchains, R3 Corda, Hyperledger, Quorum, Kaleido, that they're enterprise for a reason, because they don't want you to invest in it, and you can't just invest into them. So if there's going to be like a bridge, if I had to theorize this a future world situation, it'd be the enterprises connecting to the decentralized kind of platforms, which would start with HBAR, and then you'd have Chainlink connecting everything else in between. So that's what I see, at least in the future.
And weren't you saying that Chainlink has connections with Swift?
Yeah, they just had a big, I wouldn't say a big announcement, but I mean, it was the first POC that Chainlink talked about since its inception. They won like this POC event back in 2017. Not much talk has been since then. Actually, a lot of people believed it wasn't even happening anymore. I was even one of those people. I was like, there's been like zero updates until like literally 10 days ago, where there's now a connector on the Chainlink system to Swift, and they had like a full 40-minute presentation with Sergey Nazarov. And other people on that call were head of JP Morgan Securities, head of Swift Securities, head of Swift like marketing planning. I'll thank you guys after this article, not even article, this amazing piece of news, because this is like really kind of the next step I feel like for cryptocurrency or decentralized cryptocurrency to finally be able to connect to these outside legacy systems. And if we can connect to these legacy systems, maybe they can find some value in us, because right now we're all just speculating on proof of concepts.
I mean, that would definitely be a threat to XRP with Chainlink. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I said, you guys know the whole XRP thing where it's like, well, you know, someone needs to be, you know, there has to be some kind of settler or something like that. But we'll just have to see how it works out. I guess nobody really knows at this point, just kind of theorizing and conspirizing, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, my coin was VeChain. I know you guys had mixed, but for all you guys that weren't watching that part of the video, you are now. It's basically just a supply chain currency that focuses on bringing blockchain to shipping and logistics. My main reason why I like it is partnered with CDC. And did you know that going into this video that they were partnered with the Chinese government? Tony?
Oh yes.
Was that news to you?
Oh no, not news to me.
Oh, I
I know that they are like I've tried to really search down these articles where like I can get like a confirmation. Like, is there like a confirmation from the Chinese guy, like a real confirmation? Because the only confirmation that I found about this was there's a link which links on the Chinese government website, where it links 180 other blockchains and crypto that they mention, and in that list there was VeChain. But I don't know if you can. If I'd be more than happy to just like actually just see the proof, right? Because that's my major thing with. I'm like I said, I'm always willing to be schooled and lessoned and shown some new news and stuff. But from the research that I've done, and I've really tried to look at a lot of the times when you look up VeChain stuff, it's just crypto websites regurgitating the same stuff, right? Crypto website regurgitating that and that and that. But I can never really find the deep source for a lot of the VeChain stuff, and that's why it always kind of, for me at least, it's interesting.
I mean, I can go on DuckDuckGo after this video and look into it and try to send you something, because maybe so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on this one, but I like seeing the sources. I love seeing source news. It's my favorite type of news.
I mean, they are founded by Sonny Liu, which is CIO of Louis Vuitton China, or was the former CIO.
Correct.
But I don't know. I think he was. Yeah, but anything partnered with the Chinese government, I think I'm somewhat bullish on, because I have a strong belief that in the next 5 years they're gonna outtake the U.S. and overtake our empire that we've been having for the last few centuries, and I think they're gonna be the #1 world economy. So
they already are.
See this shift to blockchain technology. Yeah, no, they basically are, but just the media isn't telling us
almost
that yet.
Exactly right.
When it's recognized, yeah, like our media is telling us like not to invest into the companies like Alibaba or even like these crypto projects, and like, oh, like I don't trust China. But like, money is money, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, I would, if there's gonna be that shift in empires, I think that I would rather dabble some money into projects that have that exposure. So VeChain's one of them for me, and supply chain is constantly changing, and that's gonna innovate.
And that is the reason why I did buy VeChain at like 160 satoshis back in the day. I don't even know what price that was. I was just buying at satoshis back in the day. It's still sitting in my cold wallet, never moved. And the China factor is one of the reasons why like I have it. And stuff like Neo. I don't know if Neo's gonna work out, but I have some Neo sitting around there, because they also had the China connection. And one of the reasons I had XRP was like, well, it's the government connection, right? So it's like I said, nobody knows the future, but we'll see what happens.
And we will, yeah. I mean, I think we're over an hour now, but that was a pretty good episode, guys. I don't know. I thought it went pretty well.
I liked it.
Besides,
I learned a lot.
There's a couple technical issues, but that's all right.
Yeah, I don't know why I disconnected. Like, I have perfect net. Like, I have like 500 down. Like,
trust
I don't
me,
understand.
it's not you. I don't know if you guys noticed, but John's mouth is like.
Yeah,
it's all messed up.
Yeah. It's all
good.
This
is all over the place.
Yeah, it's really bad, but
Is it Discord maybe?
It's probably Discord, yeah.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
you can do
you guys are still watching this. We're gonna be posting this Sunday night at 8 p.m. when here every single week, guys. Every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time. These will be premiering on YouTube, and you can either watch the premiere or you can just watch it later. But this is episode 2 of many to come, and I'm excited, and I think everyone else is. But yeah, sub to the channel if you haven't yet. Like it, comment, helps the algorithm. And last week we said this, if you have any questions about anything, just throw it in the comments and we'll try to cover them in the next YouTube video. I don't think anyone left a question last video, but until we get some, we'll do a little around the table type. So yeah, thank you for watching episode 2, and like and subscribe. Thank you guys.
Join the Discord.
Yeah, thanks guys.
See ya.
See you guys. See ya.